Dusturuna, Kur'an je naš ustav. Wal džihadu sabilina, džihad je naš put, džihad je naš spas, džihad je naša borba. Wal mautu fi sabilillahi esma emanina. Smrt na Allahovom putu je naša najveća želja. Esselamu alejkum.
Džihad, riječ i pojam koji se često upotrebljava u različitim situacijama, zapravo u islamskom učenju znači ulagati napor da se ozbilji, da se postigne dobro, da se postigne dobar cilj. To dalje znači da je džihad jednako i pisanje dobre knjige i opskrbljivanje svoje obitelji i rad u tvornici i obnova ali i odbrana zemlje, naravno.
There were other Islamic forces within Bosnia that were Bosniak themselves and not from outside, that began to be stronger. I mean, some parts of Izetbegović's own party that were fundamentalist in nature began to be stronger and stronger over time. What we do see in Bosnia is inroads in a more fundamentalist approach to religion, no question, because the Mujahideen were there and because the religion was under attack.
In order to punish those responsible for war crimes in the ex-Yugoslavia, the international community founded the Hague Tribunal.
Znamo kad je ovaj sud, kad je ovaj tribunal bio, kako da kažem, u situaciji gdje se otvara, mnogi nisu zaista željeli da on bude neki realan projekat kad se radi o pravdi. Oni su željeli da tu dođe neki broj Srba, neki manji broj Hrvata i još neki manji broj Bošnjaka, muslimana i da kažu, eto vidite, oni su svi ubijali između sebe, svi se klali, na kraju to su balkanski psetovi i mi smo trebali izvana da dođemo da ih umirimo.
According to CIA reports, Serbs committed 90% of war crimes in the ex-Yugoslavia, while Croats and Muslims perpetrated the remaining 10%. With regard to those proportions, why is that almost 80% of the trials at The Hague involved Croatian suspects?
We pursue those investigations where we think it's most likely to bring some results. And of course, you also have to have regard to the fact that the tribunal was when it was in its infancy and the world was expecting results, we were also anxious to prove that it was possible to complete investigations and bring indictments. So our investigations concentrated on those where we were fairly certain of a result and a quick result, rather than doing something more long-term and more difficult, which would bring an indictment after a longer period of time.
The trial of General Blaškić, who surrendered himself voluntarily, has been going on now for 3 years. This Bosnian Croat is being tried for his objective responsibility in the war crimes committed at Ahmići, where Bosnian Croat soldiers massacred Muslims. However, up to now, this court has not said one single word about crimes committed by Bosnian Muslim soldiers.
We've been given a lot of details and information about crimes where Croatians have been the victims and Muslims have been the perpetrators. I'm not in a position to go into any detail to identify either the people under investigation or even the areas. To do so could even compromise the investigation. In the prosecutor's office, our basic strategy is not to disclose operational matters. And for me to start talking to you about the level of our knowledge of crimes committed against Croatians by Muslim perpetrators would be counterproductive to our efforts. So I'm afraid I just can't go into any detail, except to say that, yes, we do have allegations. and it varies from area to area, and in the fullness of time and when the resources are at our disposal, those cases will be investigated.
If the question is, should the United States be putting more pressure on Sarajevo, as it has put pressure on Croatia to deliver up suspected war criminals, the answer is the United States should put more pressure on Sarajevo. It should also be putting a great deal more pressure on Pale and on Milosevic to be delivering up Serb war criminals. I think that the United States policy, as a matter of stated policy, is to put equal pressure